All right, time now is 8:36. We're checking in with Devo and Dina. I have to focus every time I throw to you guys.
We love it, Mel. We look forward to when it's the slip up, too. It's good times. Fun. But you nailed it. With cities across the country, friends, closing off leash dog parks and off-leash dog parks, rather, and barring access, here we go, prompter, to walking and hiking paths. Most of us and our dogs are staying home as much as possible.
So how do you keep them entertained, keep them healthy at this time? Canine behavior expert Zazie Todd joins us this morning with answers to these and other dog-centric questions. Good morning, Zazie.
Good morning.
How are you?
First of all, I love your name, Zazie. You're the first Zazie I've ever met.
Thank you very much. It's a French name, but as you can tell, I'm English.
Oh,
yes,
so good.
She's the second I've met. Zazie Beetz.
Is that?
Zazie Beetz is an actress.
Very cool. How are you
Yes.
doing, Zazie? How are you doing with all this?
I'm doing good, thank you. How about you?
We're doing well, thanks. There's so many important questions to ask because, of course, what do you do with a four-legged friend in times like this? If you have a small apartment, let's say, should you be going out for walks?
You can still go for walks. Obviously, you have to maintain your distance from people, and that includes keeping your pet away from people too. So your dog should be on leash. A really great thing to do is to give your dog opportunities to sniff, because you're not going to be walking as far as usual. And dogs really love to sniff, as I think we all know, but normally people hurry them along. I like to call it taking your dog on a sniffari and letting them follow their nose.
We saw that in our notes. We're like, what's a sniffari? But there you go. That's
How long
awesome.
should the sniffari be? So you're saying be more patient and park it while they sniff around?
Yes, so long as you can keep your distance from people, let them sniff as much as they like. And this is probably longer than you like standing there for. But for your dog, they're smelling who's been by before and which wildlife has been by. And it's really interesting and they love it. So it's a good opportunity for them to sniff.
Okay. And you know, when dogs are out and they want us on the sniffari and they see another dog that might, you know, the humans are social distance or physical distancing. But what about the dogs themselves? They're going to want to sniff each other. What do you do in that situation?
Well, I have seen different advice, but in general, the dog is part of your family group and your family is meant to be keeping together, and that includes your dog. So if you're worried about trying to get them to walk past, you can always have some treats with you and just use some treats to lure them away and keep them away from the other dog.
Smart. Now, what happens if you think you're sick or you are, you've tested positive for COVID-19? Should you stay away from your dog like you do the rest of the family or roommates? Or are they allowed in your room? What are your guidelines there?
So at the moment, the government advice, and I think it's important to follow the government advice, which is that if you're self-isolating or if you have COVID-19, you treat your pet like you would another person. So ideally, another household member is going to look after your pet for you. And if that's not possible, then you have to obviously avoid coughing and sneezing on your pet, and you should avoid snuggling with them and letting them kiss you and lick your face. Always, anyway, wash your hands before and after interacting with your pet.
And this is great advice, and I want to focus on this for a quick second here because I have a lot of friends that are pet owners, and I've been kind of trying to tell them, you got to be careful with your dog. And they're like, no, my dog can't get it. And we're seeing in the Bronx Zoo, a tiger just got it recently from asymptomatic zookeeper that was there and working with the pet. So you can't, we don't know. So snuggling, your dog licking your face, all that stuff is kind of, you got to ease up off of that because people want their pets in this time for comfort.
So how do you comfort your animal then if you are practicing physical distancing with your dog? What do you do?
Well, if you're not self-isolating and you don't have COVID-19, then you can still interact with your pet as normal, according to the government's advice. And I think a lot of people are leaning on their pets at this time, and they're enjoying spending time with their pets, and probably their pets are loving the fact that they are at home more than usual. Yeah,
that's true. Now, you did mention when it comes to them loving to lick the mouth, why do they love to do that? And do you say that is a no-no rule in general, like regardless of COVID-19?
Well, I think that comes from evolutionary past. So when we look at young wolves, they will lick their parents' or other wolves' mouths in order to get them to regurgitate food. But your dog is not expecting you to regurgitate food, obviously, but it's just part of being close with you. And I think under normal circumstances, if you're healthy and your pet is healthy, then it's up to you to decide what you want to do about that.
Yeah.
I think we need to have Zazie on again because there's a lot of dog questions and just people have so many questions for their pets.
Yeah.
It is. But thank you so much. We are out of time. We appreciate you. Where can we get more information from you?
Thanks, Zazie.
Thank you.
We'll have it on our website, too.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
More BT after this.